Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. It rubs the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again. Was she a great big fat person? You know, there's some guys that make you think, oh no, I'm not gonna have an easy life, am I? These are the men who ruined me for the rest of you, AKA my first horror crushes. Okay, we're gonna play a fun game this episode called Relatable Baggage. I'm gonna tell you which sick movie freak I fell in love with as a little girl and what terrible love mistakes I made as a human adult because of it. That's fun, right, Mom? Number 5, Frankenfurter. Frankenfurter is my sweetest baby boy, and I know what you're going to say. Rocky Horror Picture Show is not a horror movie per se. Tell that to 7-year-old Rachel who walked in on her sister's grown-up date. They're watching Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I felt feelings I have never felt, both fear and sexual. Also, horror's in the title. So really, it is a horror movie by title and definition of what words are. So, screw you, comment section. Frankenfurter was my legitimate sexual awakening, which really does make sense if you break it down. I have watched professional wrestling my entire life. This was my idea of a power couple. That is a man in a wig wearing a full latex suit with a pretty little lady. She used to walk him around on a leash. I thought that was love. I still kind of do. Here's my related baggage. Honestly, this one still haunts me. You give me a man in leather pants kissing other dudes, I am here for it. They're not here for me, but I will watch, yes. Number 4, Leatherface. There are 2 very distinct reasons why I am so in love with Leatherface. First of all, he's so big. That is a big boy, so tall and dense and sturdy. He really seems like he could just scoop me up and carry me into the sunset or chainsaw my head off. It's a toss-up and I love mystery. I always felt like there was some sort of untapped mystery, like maybe I can help him. Turns out Leatherface is based on my favorite true life monster, Ed Gein. I love me some Geiny. If you know anything about me, you know that I love a good Ed Gein story. Ed Gein was an unfortunate product of his environment. He was an outsider by nature. He was transgendered but didn't understand, didn't have the words for it yet, so he wore women's skin, which is not what I would suggest. You have the internet now, you can talk to people, but Ed Gein didn't have the internet. He had no chance to be normal. And so I relate to that. I too was complex. I was, in some ways, also a patchwork of other women's skin, just trying to figure out who I was. Me and Ed Gein, and also Leatherface. I get you, Leatherface. Don't kill me. I don't feel like he'd kill me. I feel like he'd get me. Like, I feel like we'd get each other, you know? And this is my related baggage. This strange attraction manifested in 2 really odd ways. First of all, if a boy won't speak to me, I assume it's because he's feeling too deeply and I need to pull it out of him. And number 2, if you're shopping at the big and tall, chances are you can get away with a lot with me. You can be a complete shithead. If you're big and tall, it doesn't matter how shitty your head is, I'm gonna like it, because it's so big I can cradle it like its own baby. Number 3, Crispin Glover and Willard. This movie is messed the mess up. If you haven't seen it, Crispin Glover plays a tall, thin man who is king of the rats. Rats love him and he loves them. He talks to them, they talk to him. He's their only friend and they're his. It's beautiful, actually, and I really appreciate it. I had rats growing up too, Crispin. Now, this one's different because I know exactly why I was into this creepy dude. Let me take you there. You are middle school Rachel. Your skin is greasy and your hair is frizzy. You love Weezer and you hate the establishment, even though you don't really know what the establishment is yet. Then there's this guy who's tall and thin and misunderstood and nobody gets him. And you're like, yeah, me too, Crispin. Nobody gets me. Middle school's hard. But instead of training a bunch of rats to kill people, you read a bunch of Kurt Vonnegut and stop speaking to people who still love you. His outsiderness and nerd revenge spoke to my pubescent soul. In Willard, Crispin Glover trained his rats to kill his enemies. That kind of revenge is something I could only dream of. Do you know how much fan fiction for Doctor Who I wrote in middle school, where I became the Doctor's companion, went back in time, and just super kicked my gym teacher in the face? Twice! I did it twice! He deserved it. And here's my related baggage. Please see most of my boyfriends throughout high school and the beginning of college, all of whom were sad and troubled musicians who just couldn't conform. And by conform, I mean not cheat on me while on tour. And by tour, I mean they went to 4 cities in the tri-state area and called it a tour. Flip. Number 2, Buffalo Bill. Okay, I know you're gonna judge me for this one, but I don't care, Mom. I love him, and he loves me, okay? Okay, I don't love him, but I definitely like him. If you don't know, Buffalo Bill was a creepy killer that Hannibal Lecter was teaming up with the FBI to track down in the movie Silence of the Lambs. On top of being kind of like 70s hot, he also came correct with those catchphrases. Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. It rubs the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again. Was she a great big fat person? Look at Gandhi, great guy. Lots of quotes. Buffalo Bill, lots of quotes. Gandhi, Buffalo Bill, I'd fuck both of them. That's bad. That's a bad one. The roots of my attraction stemmed from 2 seeds. The first being, I die for a gender-bendy man, which you saw earlier with N Furter. That scene where he's getting all glammed up, listening to Goodbye Horses, dancing around like a little angel. You slay me, Buffalo Bill. You slay me. Also, I love nicknames. Never had one? I appreciate a good nickname. Second being his appreciation for a full-figured woman.
Was she a great big fat person?
Listen, I get that Buffalo Bill liked curvy girls because he wanted to cut off their skin and wear it. I get that. But my brain does what it wants to do, and what it wants to do is believe that Buffalo Bill liked my thighs for rubbing, not for skinning. Related baggage. This one's a super fun one. I went on 4 dates with a closeted gay man because every time I felt bad about my body, he would say, "Yes, Miss Booty, go on, yes," which combined my 2 favorite things, catchphrases and body positivity. Number 1, Hannibal Lecter. Now, I know it's tempting to talk about Mads Mikkelsen because damn is that pointy-faced man fine and damn is that show Hannibal good, but we have got to stick to form here and talk about my childhood crushes, which means we're talking about a much older, much lumpier Anthony Hopkins. Clearly, to me, infatuation is not about looks in this list or in life, really. Deep connection is about mutual respect and admiration, and I know I'm talking about a movie villain right now, but I truly believe that if Hannibal Lecter met me in real life, he'd, be into it. There's a lot to unpack with me, I admit that. I'm a big bag of crazy, but he's into that. He is a psychoanalyst. He could look at me and see beyond the stuttering, see beyond the infatuation with murder and the occult, and see something maybe a little bit vulnerable. People are large and contain multitudes, you small-minded people. I am a YouTuber, but I also nope, I only like the internet. That's all I am. Cool. He would eat my mind with his mind instead of with a fork. And then he'd eat other things. I'm talking about oral sex. Hannibal understands the human condition more than most people. He is a literal genius, which leads me to believe that maybe he knows something that I don't. I don't want to hurt nobody, and I don't plan to. But I will say this about cannibalism. Hear me out. My favorite book is Stranger in a Strange Land. In that book, there's a concept called grokking, which means to become one with. To become one with means that you have to eat your friend upon perishing. So when your buddy dies, you sit around a big feast and you intake them into your own body to truly carry them with you until the end. Grokking is the only way to truly become one with a person, which if you think about it, is a beautiful sentiment. So hey, maybe that's what Hannibal was doing, not just being a killer, right? Maybe, who knows, right? And here is my related baggage. Bam, 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 bam. I once started a fling with a 50-year-old author because I recognized his face at a bar from a book sleeve I was reading at the time. He broke up with me via email citing existential differences. See? Even if I do bag a smart guy, he's gonna break up with me for being a dummy dumbhead. And you know what, Hannibal? Maybe my brain is only good for eating. Dumb people are more fun. So suck these eggs. Bleep that name. Keep it in, but bleep it. Here I lie, a ruined woman. My parents begged me to marry a Jewish person, and now they're just begging me not to marry a serial killer. Hey, who knows, right? Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like it. Leave me a comment in the comment section below because I read them. Also, we are now partnered with Audible. If you use the link in the description and the code SNARLED, you will get 30 days free and a free book. Guess what that means? You can read Silence of the Lambs. Then we'll have something to talk about when you inevitably come to find me and kill me. Thank you.